This OpenNet Hello video consists of an introduction to the Surah al-Baqarah, a breakdown of each verse, its translation, and a detailed explanation of its meanings and significance. Script, explanation and translation of Surah al-Baqarah, verses 1 to 7. Introduction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, we will explore the first 7 verses of Surah al-Baqarah, the second chapter of the Quran. Surah al-Baqarah is the longest surah in the Quran, consisting of 286 verses. It was revealed in Medina and covers a wide range of topics, including guidance for individuals and societies, laws, stories of previous prophets, and profound lessons for humanity. The first 7 verses are particularly significant as they introduce the Quran's purpose and categorize people into 3 groups: the believers, the disbelievers, and the hypocrites. These verses set the tone for the entire surah, emphasizing the Quran's role as a guide for those who are mindful of Allah. Let's begin with the translation and explanation of these verses. Verse 1, the opening, 2 minutes. Transliteration Alif Lam Mim. Translation Alif, Lam, Mim. Explanation. The surah begins with 3 Arabic letters, Alif, Lam, and Mim. These are known as the Huruf al-Muqatta'at, disjointed letters, which appear at the beginning of several surahs in the Quran. Their exact meaning is known only to Allah, and they serve as a reminder of the Quran's miraculous nature. Scholars have suggested various interpretations, such as these letters being a challenge to the Arabs, who were masters of language, to produce something similar to the Quran. They also emphasize that the Quran is a divine revelation, beyond human composition. Verse 2, the Quran is guidance. Transliteration Thalika al-Kitabu la rayba fihi hudan lil muttaqina. Translation: This is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah. Explanation. This verse introduces the Quran as a book of absolute certainty and truth. The phrase la rayba fihi, there is no doubt in it, affirms its divine origin and authenticity. It is a source of guidance, but not for everyone, only for al-muttaqin, those who are conscious of Allah and strive to live righteously. The term taqwa, consciousness of Allah, is central to understanding the Quran. It refers to a state of mindfulness and fear of Allah that leads to righteous actions and avoidance of sin. This verse sets the Quran's purpose, to guide those who are sincere in their faith and seek to please Allah. Verse 3, characteristics of the God-conscious. Transliteration Alathina yumanuna bilgabi wayakimuna al-salata wa mimma razaqnahum yunfikuna. Translation: Who believe in the unseen, establish prayer, and spend out of what we have provided for them. Explanation. This verse describes the qualities of al-muttaqin, the God-conscious. 1. Belief in the unseen. They have firm faith in realities beyond human perception, such as Allah, the angels, the Day of Judgment, and the afterlife. This belief is not based on physical evidence but on trust in Allah's revelation. 2. Establishing prayer. They are consistent in performing salah, which is the cornerstone of a believer's relationship with Allah. Prayer symbolizes submission, gratitude, and reliance on Allah. 3. Spending from their provision. They are generous and charitable, sharing their wealth with those in need. This act of giving reflects their gratitude to Allah and their concern for others. These qualities define a true believer and serve as a roadmap for living a life of faith and righteousness. Verse 4, belief in revelation. Transliteration Walathina yumanuna bima anzala ilayka wama anzala min kablika wabiala karati hum yukanuna. Translation: And who believe in what has been revealed to you, O Muhammad, and what was revealed before you, and of the hereafter they are certain. Explanation. This verse highlights 2 additional qualities of the God-conscious. 1. Belief in all revelations. They believe in the Quran as well as the previous scriptures, such as the Torah, Psalms, and Gospel, recognizing that all divine revelations come from the same source, Allah. 2. Certainty in the hereafter. They have unwavering faith in the afterlife, including the Day of Judgment, resurrection, and eternal reward or punishment. This certainty motivates them to live righteously and strive for Allah's pleasure. This verse emphasizes the continuity of Allah's message throughout history and the importance of believing in all His revelations. Verse 5, success for the God-conscious. Transliteration Olaika ala hudan min rabbihim wa alaika humu al-muflihuna. Translation: Those are upon right guidance from their Lord, and it is those who are the successful. Explanation. This verse concludes the description of the God-conscious by affirming that they are on the straight path, guided by Allah. The term al-muflihun, the successful, refers to those who achieve ultimate success in this life and the hereafter. True success is not measured by worldly achievements but by one's relationship with Allah and adherence to His guidance. Verse 6-7, the disbelievers. Transliteration Inna alathina kafaru sayan alayhim and thartahum lam tuntharum la yumanuna. Kadama Allahu ala kulubihim wa ala samihim wa ala absarihim gishawatan walahum athaban athiman. Translation Indeed, those who disbelieve, it is all the same for them whether you warn them or do not warn them, they will not believe. Allah has set a seal upon their hearts and upon their hearing, and over their vision is a veil. And for them is a great punishment. Explanation. These verses shift focus to the disbelievers, who are in stark contrast to the God-conscious. 1. Rejection of guidance. The disbelievers are so entrenched in their denial that they remain unmoved by warnings or reminders. Their hearts are closed to the truth, and they refuse to accept it. 2. Allah seal on their hearts. The phrase Kadama Allahu ala kulubihim, Allah has set a seal upon their hearts, signifies that their persistent rejection of truth has led to spiritual blindness and deafness. This is a consequence of their own choices, not an arbitrary act by Allah. 3. Great punishment. Their refusal to believe will result in severe punishment in the hereafter, as they have chosen to turn away from Allah's guidance. These verses serve as a warning and a reminder of the consequences of rejecting faith. Conclusion. In summary, the first 7 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah introduce the Quran as a source of guidance for those who are mindful of Allah. They describe the qualities of true believers, who believe in the unseen, establish prayer, give charity, and have faith in all revelations in the hereafter. In contrast, the disbelievers are characterized by their rejection of truth, resulting in spiritual blindness and a severe punishment. These verses remind us of the importance of seeking guidance from the Quran and living a life of taqwa, consciousness of Allah. May Allah make us among those who are guided and successful in this life and the hereafter. Ameen.